Have you ever found yourself stuck in an endless cycle of thoughts, replaying every scenario and decision over and over again? Overthinking, it's something we all do, whether it's worrying about the past or trying to predict the future. Our minds can turn small concerns into heavy burdens. But what if you could break free from the cycle? Here's the thing. Overthinking can be managed. There are various techniques that you can use to overcome this habit. Let's take a look at 3 strategies used by some of the most insightful minds to break free from overthinking. Mel Robbins developed a powerful tool to break the cycle of overthinking, the 5-second rule. When you catch yourself stuck in hesitation or overanalyzing, simply count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take action. This simple countdown interrupts overthinking and shifts your brain from analysis to action. By taking that small step forward, you regain control before doubt and indecision can take over. Sometimes, managing overthinking can be as simple as breaking the cycle with immediate action. The 5-second rule helps you do just that. In his book, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle explains that overthinking happens when we get too attached to our thoughts. When we constantly think about what has happened in the past, or what might happen in the future, we can get overwhelmed. Tolle reminds us that our thoughts don't define who we are. They're just things that come and go in our minds. Instead of getting caught up in all that thinking, Tolle encourages us to be a watcher. This means when a thought pops into your head, instead of getting involved or upset by it, just notice it. This helps create some space between you and your thoughts, which can make your mind feel quieter and more relaxed. Tolle also tells us to let go of the stories we create about ourselves. We often think these stories define who we are, which can lead to a lot of overthinking. For example, if your story revolves around your job, you might worry constantly about how others see you at work. By seeing your job as a temporary role you play and not as your true self, you can start to feel more at peace with who you are, without constantly worrying about meeting certain expectations. Byron Katie has a method called the work that's really useful for managing overthinking. It's pretty simple. There are 2 main steps. The first step is asking yourself 4 key questions about the thought that is bothering you. Is it true? Can you absolutely know it's true? How do you react when you believe that thought? Who would you be without that thought? Once you go through those questions, the second step is what Byron Katie calls the turnaround. This is where you flip the original thought and consider if the opposite could also be true. Let me show you how this works with an example. Meet Sam. He's been stuck overthinking something that happened at work. After a meeting, he feels like he didn't explain his ideas well, and now he's convinced that his boss thinks he's incompetent. Sam's going in circles with this thought. My boss thinks I'm incompetent. But instead of letting it get out of control, he decides to try the work. So here's how Sam applies 4 questions to his thought. Is it true? Sam thinks about it and wonders. Is it actually true? Maybe it's just how I'm seeing things. Maybe my boss doesn't think that at all. Can you absolutely know it's true? Sam realizes, unless my boss straight up tells me, I can't know for sure. It's just a story in my head. How do you react when you believe that thought? Sam notices, when I believe this thought, I feel anxious, stressed, and it messes with my confidence. I'm less motivated at work. Who would you be without that thought? Sam imagines, if I didn't believe this, I'd be more confident and relaxed. I'd probably do better work and not worry so much. Now Sam moves on to the second step, called the turnaround, where he flips his original thought. There's more than one way to do this, but we'll look at 2 examples here. Sam's original thought was, my boss thinks I'm incompetent. First turnaround, my boss thinks I'm competent. Sam realizes that the opposite could be just as true. Having one bad day doesn't automatically mean his boss thinks he's incompetent. In fact, his boss might actually recognize all the good work he's done in the past, and overall still see him as a capable employee. Second turnaround, I think I'm incompetent. Sam starts to consider that maybe it's not his boss at all. Maybe it's his own self-doubt. This makes him reflect on whether his anxiety is coming from within. And from here, Sam can either decide to work on improving his performance or start trusting more in his abilities. By applying Byron Katie's method, Sam has taken his original thought and looked at other possibilities. This helps him challenge his beliefs, which leads to a more balanced and less stressful view of the situation. So, there you have it. 3 powerful strategies to break free from overthinking. Whether it's challenging your beliefs with Byron Katie's The Work, Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, or watching your thoughts with Eckhart Tolle. Each of these methods offers a way to step back from the mental chaos and find a bit of peace. The next time you find yourself spiraling in overthinking, try one of these techniques and see how it shifts your perspective. Overthinking doesn't have to control you. You have the tools to stop it in its tracks. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, feel free to share your thoughts, or let me know which one of these strategies you'll try out first. See you in the next video.